A very warm and happy good evening, everyone. Yes, today we are back with our session on biological classification, lecture number 2, Kingdom Protista. Yes, come on, guys, be active in the comment section. Yes, yes, Abhijit, yes, Binaya, yes, Yamini. So let's start today's session of the lecture number 2, Kingdom Protista Biological Classification. So hope you all are ready to upgrade with Biopoint. Let's crack NEET 2023. Now, reminding you, if anyone new is watching this session, join the Telegram group where you have the daily schedule, where you can interact with me, where you have MCQs in the form of polls, and you have mentor doubt clearance. The direct link to join the Telegram group is given there in the description box, and it is t.me/neat_biopoint. Yes, everyone. Hope you all are perfectly ready for this session. Do hit the like button, do share it with your friends, and do subscribe. Biopoint, stream the world of bio. So with the full Josh, let's start today's session, biological classification, lecture number 2, Kingdom Protista. Yes. Are you all ready? If it's ready, give me thumbs up on the screen. Yes. Come on. Give me thumbs up on the screen if you are ready for this session. Yes, Yam. Yes, Abhijit. Yes, Renchi. Binaya. Yes. So with the full Josh, we are moving on to today's session, Kingdom Protista. Kingdom Protista, as we have discussed in the previous lecture, the only prokaryotic kingdom was Kingdom Monera, right? The only prokaryotic kingdom was Kingdom Monera. And if we are saying in case of this Kingdom Protista, it is the only, it is one of the, it's the first eukaryotic kingdom among the other 4 kingdoms. The total 5 kingdom system of classification, one is only comprising of prokaryotic organism, and that is Kingdom Monera, and the rest 4 is comprising of eukaryotic organisms. And this Kingdom Protista is comprised of single-celled eukaryotic organisms. They have a well-defined nucleus and other membrane-bound organelles, which is absent in case of what? Monerans. Well-defined nucleus and other membrane-bound organelles are absent in case of Monerans. And this Protista have flagella or cilia for their movement. Yes, everyone. Is it clear? Is the audio and video perfectly clear and the concept total now clear for you? Guys? Yes. So some of the extra points that I have to say is that, one second. Okay, fine. Yes. So this kingdom Protista is considered as the garbages of the plant kingdom. I mean, garbages of the entire kingdom. Kingdom Protista is considered as the garbages of entire kingdom. Why it is said so? Because it comprises of organisms that cannot be accommodated in rest of the four kingdoms. This kingdom Protista comprises of organisms that cannot be accommodated in rest of the four kingdoms. Yes, that is why they are known as garbages of the entire kingdom. All the waste materials or all the organisms that cannot be accommodated in those kingdoms is just dumped onto this kingdom Protista. Therefore, it is known as garbages of the garbages of the entire kingdom. Yes, and they are unicellular eukaryotic organisms and they are colonial. As we have discussed in case of Monerans, this too is colonial. That is, they can be seen as colonies. Yes. Their movement is with the help of flagella cilia. That is, they move fastest with the help of a locomotory organ called cilia. They move fastest with the locomotory organ called cilia, and other supporting locomotory organs are pseudopodia, flagella, etc. Yes, and their mode of nutrition, if we are moving on to their mode of nutrition, it is autotrophic, some are autotrophic, parasitic, holozoic, saprophytic, mixotrophic. All these different types of nutrition is there in kingdom Protista because it is comprising of all the members, right? It is comprising of all the members from all different kingdoms. Therefore, vast varieties of mode of nutrition too is present there. Yes, and their reproduction, as they are comprising of a group of organisms, it consists of both sexual and asexual mode of reproduction. My God. Asexual and sexual mode of reproduction both are present. Yes. Then, okay, the next important point is that this kingdom Protista is a connecting link between plants, animals, and fungi. Kingdom Protista is a connecting link between plants, animals, and fungi because this comprises of organisms from these three kingdoms, right? It is the connecting link between plants, fungi, and animals. Then, yes, that's all about the brief introduction. So let's move on with the detail of this chapter. And one more point is that they have a cellulosic cell wall. Those in what comprising from plant groups, they may have a cellulosic cell wall. Yes, Abhijit. Rest. Where are you guys? Yes. Protists are primarily aquatic. It is a connecting link between plants, animals, and fungi. They reproduce asexually and sexually by cell fusion and zygote formation. Yes, by the fusion of cells, either by the fusion of cells or by the formation of zygote. Yes, and by the formation of zygote, fusion of these gametes, and by the formation of zygote. This is how sexual reproduction takes place in case of kingdom Protista. Yes, Binaya. Then is the classification. Yes, Yamini, classification of Protista. So as we are going to study this in this topic entire in today's session. This is a small topic of this chapter, Kingdom Protista. There is not much lengthy topic as we have discussed in yesterday. A very few topics is there. Okay, and those topics are very important too. Okay, so I hope the class might be of a short length. Anyway, we will do it entirely now today itself. Okay, and at the end of the class what you have to do is you will be having the Menti quiz. Most of you were, I haven't noticed most of you in yesterday's Menti quiz. Yes. So all should do it today in order to understand, in order to make me clear that you have understood what I have taught. Yes. So the classification of Protista is that it can be classified into 5 main groups, that is chrysophytes, dinoflagellates, euglenoids, slime molds, and protozoans. This is the 5 classifications of Protista. Yes. First is the chrysophytes. Chrysophytes comprise of the diatoms and the desmids. The first important point is given here. Diatoms and desmids. Desmids is known as the golden algae. Look here, this first diagram. This first diagram shows the diatoms and the second diagram shows the golden algae or the desmids. Yes, diatoms and desmids are the 2 components of this chrysophytes. They are found in freshwater and marine environment. They are microscopic and they float passively in water current. Yes, they are microscopic and they float passively in water currents, and their plant bodies, they are plants, right? Therefore, that's why it is known as plankton. They are plants. So most of them are photosynthetic. Most of them are photosynthetic, and their body of diatoms, not desmids, of diatoms, look like a soap box. Body of this diatoms look like a soap box. Yes. Then, moving in detail with this diatoms is the topic. The introduction of chrysophytes clear for you all? Is it clear for you all? Come on. Yes. Okay, Abhishek. So, yes, Binaya. So the diatoms have a siliceous cell wall that is formed by 2 thin overlapping shells. Look here, like a soap box. If you have seen a soap box like this, you will be having one thing and a cover over that, right? 2 overlapping shells will be there. Yes, that is how a soap box look like. So these 2 overlapping shells fit together like a soap box. And these diatoms are the chief producers, known as the chief producers in the oceans. Yes. So these diatoms are known as the chief producers in the oceans, and these diatoms are good sound absorbent. They are good sound absorbent. They absorb sound. So they are used in making soundproof walls. For making soundproof walls, these diatoms are used. Okay. Yes. And these diatoms are known as the jewels of the plant kingdom. These diatoms are known as the jewels of the plant kingdom, and as we have discussed, their body is made up of silica. They have 2 thin overlapping shells, and that 2 fit together like a soap box. And these diatoms are good sound absorbent. They can be used as a filtering agent, that is for filtering purpose. They can be used as filtering agent for filtering purpose. Then they can be used in polishing, and they are known as the chief producers in the oceans. They are also known as jewels of the plant kingdom. Yes, everyone. Yes. And their cell wall is called as, the cell wall of diatoms is called as frustules. Frustules. Cell wall of diatoms is called as frustules. So they are photosynthetic. Yes. Diatoms are photosynthetic, as we have discussed in the previous slide. Most of the diatoms are photosynthetic. Diatoms and desmids, most of them are photosynthetic. Yes. And the cell wall of this diatoms is known as frustules. If you need the spelling, check the chat box. It is given there. Frustules. Yes. And another important point is that their reserved food material. the food is stored in their body, right? The reserved food material is known as leucosin. Leucosin is their reserved food material. Yes. Hope it's clear. And their asexual reproduction is by means of binary fission, and sexual reproduction, it is by means of formation of zygote. Okay, and their zygote is known as oxospore. Oxospore. The zygote is known as oxospore. Yes, and the name of the zygote is not important, but anyway, I have just conveyed to you if it asks for your entrance examination. And next important point is that it is a good pollution indicator, because these diatoms are seen in the places, or that is seen in the water where there is excess of pollution. Where there is excess of pollutions, these diatoms are seen. So we can say that these diatoms are best pollution indicators. Yes? Is it clear? Yes, Abhijit. So they have siliceous cell wall, as we have discussed. And the last point, cell wall deposit of diatoms over billions of years, and their habitat is known as diatomaceous earth. And that is used in polishing, filtration of oils and syrups. So this diatoms deposited over billions of years helps in the formation of diatomaceous earth. That is a cluster of diatoms. Yes, everyone. And this, as we have discussed, used in the form used in polishing, filtration of oils as a filtering agent, making of cosmetics, toothpaste, then sound absorbent and syrup. Yes. Next, we are moving with dinoflagellates. So, is everything about diatoms clear? Is everything about diatoms clear? Come on. Yes, Abhishek. Yes, Binaya. Yes, Yamini. Fine. So, dinoflagellates, mostly they are marine and photosynthetic. Okay. They too are marine and photosynthetic, and their body wall or the cell wall is made up of their cell wall has stiff cellulose plates on the outer surface, and they appear yellow, green, brown, blue, or red depending upon the main pigments on their cells. And this dinoflagellates is known as golden brown protistae. Oh my god. This dinoflagellates is known as golden brown protistae. Yes, fine. So this dinoflagellates is known as golden brown protistae. As you all know, depending upon their pigments, it is of various colors: yellow, green, brown, blue, or red. And they are marine, and the cell wall has stiff cellulosic plates. Yes. Before moving on to this, they have, in the same way, their body has two parts. Their body is shield-like. Okay, their body is shield-like or like an armor. All of you know, right, what is an armor? Like a bulletproof armor, right? Their body is a shield-like, and it is known as armored protista. So this dinoflagellates is also known as armored protista. So they are known as armored protista. Yes. Hope you all are able to follow up with me. Yes. Okay, fine. What I was saying. And their body is known as theca. Okay. Their body is known as theca. 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 Okay, so their theca is made up of cellulose and chitin. As we have discussed, their cell wall has cellulosic plate. So their body wall is made up of cellulose and chitin. So their body wall or theca is made up of cellulose and chitin, and the reserved food material is carbohydrate and oil. Carbohydrate and oil is their reserved food material. Yes, and their asexual reproduction is by means of cell division. Asexual reproduction is by means of cell division, and their sexual reproduction occurs mainly by isogamy and anisogamy. That too we will discuss at the end. Okay, at the end of this chapter we will discuss about isogamy and anisogamy. Yes, and most of them have two flagella. One lies longitudinally and other transversely in a furrow between cell wall. Yes, most of them have two flagella. One lies longitudinally and other lies transversely. Yes, guys, are you all here? I am not receiving any chats, and I hope you all are listening properly and you are able to understand. Yes, and this dinoflagellates show a property called bioluminescence. Bioluminescence. That is, they shine. Okay, that is, they shine. Example for this dinoflagellates that show bioluminescence is Noctiluca. Very important. Noctiluca is an example for an organ, for a dinoflagellate that show bioluminescence. Yes. And another important point is that red dinoflagellates, that is depending upon their pigment, their color is red. So red dinoflagellates undergo rapid multiplication in the sea and cause red tides. Red tides are caused in the sea by the rapid multiplication of red dinoflagellates. An example for that is Gonilox. Gonilox is a red dinoflagellate and that causes red tides. And these release a toxin called saxitoxin. Saxitoxin. This is highly poisonous and that kill marine organisms and even the fishes. Yes. Is it clear? Is it clear? I'm not getting any response as in the previous session. Flagella means thread. Yes, yes, exactly. Exactly. Flagella is the thread. Exactly, as we all know, flagella is the thread that helps in the movement. Yes, the third classification is the euglenoids. And these euglenoids, the most important point is that their cell wall is made up of a protein-rich layer called pellicle. And their body is highly flexible due to their composition. This composition of cell wall, that is, their cell wall is made up of pellicle. Protein-rich pellicle that gives flexibility to their body. They have two flagella, one short and one long, and most of them are found in stagnant water. They show mixotrophic mode of nutrition. Mixotrophic mode of nutrition, that is both autotrophic and heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay, and what else to say? And these two flagellas are attached to a point, right? These two flagellas, one short and one long flagella, is attached to a point, and this point is known as paraflagellar body. Paraflagellar body. Yes. And this paraflagellar body, it is what their function is, that it is photosensitive, sensitive to light. Next important point is that the reserved food material. The reserved food material of this euglenoid is starch. Starch. Starch is their reserved food material. And their asexual reproduction is by means of longitudinal fission. Yes, and sometimes during unfavorable conditions, it enters into a stage called paramella stage for pernation. All of you know that. What is pernation, right? For a resting stage, like hibernation, winter sleep, like a pernation, a resting stage. During unfavorable condition, it enters to a resting stage, and that stage is known as paramella stage. Paramella stage. Yes. And and the sexual reproduction. Another point is that the sexual reproduction of euglenoids is still unknown. Still unknown. We cannot. We are not knowing about the how these organisms are sexually reproducing. Yes, they are photosynthetic in presence of light. In absence of sunlight, they behave like heterotrophs by predating on other organisms. The pigments are identical to those of higher plants. Example, euglena. Euglena is an example for euglenoid. Yes, everyone. Next is the slime mold. Next is the slime mold. Yes. Can we move on to that? The slime mold is known as false fungi. False fungi. That is what slime mold is. Look, the images. This is what slime mold look like. Yes, Abhijit. Yes, Yamini. Yes, Binaya. I hope Abhijit Kumar is not here. And just reminding you that right at 9 p.m. you will be beginning the digestion and absorption right from the beginning. Okay, you will be starting the chapter right from the beginning because yesterday it was interrupted due to network issues, and all of you should join for that. And another thing to remind is that right at the end of today's session too, you will be having a Menti quiz. Yes. So this slime mold is known as false fungi, and that is they show the character of plants, animals, and fungi. They show the character of plant, animal, and fungi. So the character from plants is that their cell wall. They have a cell wall around their spores. Presence of cell wall around their spores is a characteristic of plant. Then fungal character is that they have a fruiting body. That what is fruiting body and all we will learn in the next session, because next session we are having kingdom fungi. So the fungal character is fruiting body. Then animal character. Animal character is their plasmodium lacks cell wall. Plasmodium is the slime mold and that lack cell wall. So the absence of cell wall is seen in what? Animal cells. So that is animal character. So the slime mold show the character of plant, fungi, and animal. And the slime mold is also known as myxomycetes. Myxomycetes. M-Y-X-O-M-Z. Ayo. Oh my god. M-Y-C-E-T-E-S. Yes. Myxomycetes. Yes. So it is also known as myxomycetes, and they are saprophytic protists. Their body moves along decaying twigs and leaves engulf organic material. Under suitable conditions, they form an aggregation called plasmodium, and it may spread over several feet like this. This will be the beginning and starts to spread. And the second diagram, you can see how a slime mold has just spread. Aggregation of a slime mold. Yes, that is how they spread. Their body is unicellular. They are unicellular. Yes, they are unicellular and they have a naked protoplast. That is, their protoplast does not have any covering. Yes, under unfavorable conditions, plasmodium differentiates into fruiting bodies and bears spores at the tip. Leave this point because that we will discuss in the next session. Okay, because next session only we are going to learn about this fruiting body. So just leave that point. We will discuss that in the next session, that is about kingdom fungi. So leave these, okay. And another point that I have to say is that this slime mold lack chlorophyll. They lack chlorophyll. Yes. Yes, everyone. Next is the last and final classification, that is protozoans. Let me check how many slides are left. 4 more slides. Yes. Is it clear till now? Protozoans. Yes. Fine. So about this protozoans, they are heterotrophs, that is predators or parasites. They are primitive relatives of animals. Then basically they are known as primitive relatives of animals, and they can be classified on the basis of their locomotory organ. Amoeboid protozoans, flagellated protozoan, ciliated protozoans, and sporozoans. These are the classifications of protozoans. Then all these are just very basic things, okay, and have least importance. Okay, but anyway, you have to learn this because we don't know will it be asked for the entrance examination, need examinations or not, because exams are becoming simple. The questions are coming from simple topics. Yes. So amoeboid protozoans, the first one, that is they live in fresh water, seawater, and moist soil. They move and capture prey by putting out pseudopodia or false feet, that is the locomotory organ of amoeba. They have silica shells on their surface, and some are parasites. Example, entamoeba. Entamoeba histolytica is a what? Is an organism that cause. Entamoeba histolytica is an organism that cause anyone. Yes, it causes amoebiasis. It is an what? Microorganism, or it's a classification of amoeba that cause amoebiasis. Yes. Fine. Next is the flagellated protozoan. That is, they have flagella. They move with the help of flagella. They are free living or parasitic. Parasitic forms cause diseases like sleeping sickness or that is example trypanosoma. This trypanosoma is an organism that causes sleeping sickness. Yes, trypanosoma causes, need question, trypanosoma causes sleeping sickness, and the vector or the living organism that carries this virus, I mean this or protista, is CZ fly. CC fly, that is TSC. The spelling is TSC. Okay, but the pronunciation is CC. So the CC fly is the vector of the microbe trypanosoma. Yes, and that causes sleeping sickness. Yes, everyone. Yes, Yamini, it's correct. Both two answers that you have commented is correct. Next is the ciliated protozoan. They are aquatic. They are seen aquatic, actively move using cilia. They have a cavity called gullet. So the cavity of ciliated protozoans is known as what? Gullet. Okay, look here. It is gullet. This cavity. Yes, due to movement of cilia with the water with food enters into the gullet. An example is paramecium. So amoeboid protozoan, the example is entamoeba. Flagellated protozoan, the example is trypanosoma. Ciliated protozoan, the example is paramecium. Yes, and in organism, in case of dinoflagellates, the organism that causes red tide is Gonilox. Organism that shows bioluminescence is Noctiluca. Yes, hope everything is clear for you all. Yes, guys. So next is the sporozoans. That is, they have an infectious spore-like stage in their life cycle. Example, Plasmodium, that is a malarial parasite, and that causes malaria. Plasmodium vivax, that causes malaria, and their vector is mosquito. Their vector is mosquito. Okay. Yes. So the most notorious vector parasite is Plasmodium. Hope that's the end for today's session. Yes. Thank you all. Before winding up this session, what you all have? You all have a sweet Menti quiz. Yes, of biological classification. Everyone, go to www.menti.com and use the code 91245065. Yes, come on. Yes, carotenoid is a pigment. Okay, carotenoid is a pigment. Come on. Yes, everyone, join right now. Go to www.menti.com and use the code 91245065. Yes, so let's start waiting for the players. Come on. Yes, once again, reminding you, go to www.menti.com and use the code 91245065. Yes, I want to see all your names who were there in the session, live session, here with me in Menti Quest. Yes, come on. Be fast. Yes, starting the first question. Answer fast to get more points. Yes, the diatomaceous earth is shells of dinoflagellate, large amount of cell wall deposit of diatoms. It is a good conductor of heat. The wall of dinoflagellate made up of calcium carbonate. Yes, everyone has watched it, and one made it wrong as the shell of dinoflagellate. We have learned this diatom. Even in the word diatomaceous earth, it's given diatom. So it is of diatoms. It's not dinoflagellates. So our rest four have made it right. Well done. So moving on to the second question. Yes. Answer fast, get more points. Which of the following protists are saprophytic? Slime mold, dinoflagellate, diatoms, euglenoids. Which of the following protists are saprophytic? Yes, we have discussed. Come on. Giving one to you that it is also known as, everyone has what it is also known as false fungi. Yes, Can you hear? Is the audio fine? Can you hear? Yes. Yes. Back to the quiz. Everyone take back the Menti page. We are going to start that back. Everything is fine. Yes. We are going to start that back. Come on. Yes, let's move on with the third question. Yes, the second one, the slime house is the correct answer. Two of them have made it wrong. Okay. Third question. Yes. Seawater glows during night due to the occurrence of bioluminescence is the property. Yes, Gonilox, Noctiluca, Euglenoid, Flagellates. The clue that I have given is that the seawater glows, that is bioluminescence is the property. So example for an organism that shows bioluminescence. Yes, everyone has voted. Yes, again one made it wrong. Again one made it wrong. I don't know who is that. I hope that person might not have entered today's session. Just join for Menti quiz. Yes, anyway, we are moving on with the fourth question. Without before any network issue interrupt our session, let's move on with that. Fourth question. Yes, protists used in the construction of soundproof rooms. Dinoflagellates, diatoms, euglenoids, desmids. Which is the protist used in the construction of soundproof rooms? Yes, yes. All the four voted it right. Well done. Yes, moving on to the last and final question. Yes. Example for a flagellated protozoan is Paramecium, amoeba, trypanosoma, plasmodium. Yes. All the five. Again, one has made it wrong. Yes. We are moving on to the result or the leaderboard. Yes. Let's check. Come on. guys. You. Your audio fine now? Fine. Yes. Is the audio fine? Yes. Move on to the Menti screen and wait for the result. Yes. Yes, the person named Clippy made everything wrong. Yes, 0 points. Yes. Amitabh is the fastest player and he got 4,800 points and with the first position. Second, it's Akhil with 4,770 points. Third, Jihu. You can't see read the name properly. Jihu with 4,527 points. Fourth, it's Binayak Ganesh with 3,693 points. Yamini with 870 points. And last, Clippy with 0 points. Yes. And that's all for today. We are winding up today's session. Thank you all. Thanks for your patient listening. Right at 9 p.m. you will be having session on digestion and absorption. Yes, I don't know whether the audio is fine. Yes. Thank you all.